Welcome to the Smoke Podcast. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of The Smoke.
Man, I tell you what, boy, it's hard, but it's fair, like my guy Randy would say.
Yeah, that's true. And it's hot
Where
as
Randy
hell.
been? We haven't seen him in forever.
He probably feeling all the complaints from folks about their damn utility bill.
But he go through this every summer.
And
No, not like this summer. This summer is a little different.
It's a little hot.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
Well, we had a lot of stuff going on.
We got our utility bill yesterday. It was $300 more than it typically is. So I need to talk to Randy too.
What you talking for? Y'all running a pool and air over there. What the? You better be glad that's all it was.
Yeah, really.
You don't complain. Don't complain.
It's not time
I'm
for you to
complaining.
complain.
I'm complaining.
nah.
Well, you know what? I really ain't complaining because I don't actually pay the utility bill. So
What do you mean you don't pay the utility bill?
I pay the house note. My wife pays the utility bill.
What? It's
You
weird
still
here.
pay that motherfucker.
Right. So it circles back around.
It circles back around. Shit.
Hey, Angie.
Trust me, you pay all that. You pay all that shit. Hey, don't even think that now.
Some shape, form, or fashion,
You
it
pay
makes
all
its
that.
way back to you.
Exactly.
What a blessing you are. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, how
It's
y'all
not
week?
working.
How was your week?
It's
I just
all
got back last week. I went to
Fabian
Chicago.
jet set in Chicago, taking
I
Cassandra,
saw.
celebrating her birthday.
Yeah, happy
birthday,
birthday,
Cassandra.
Happy birthday,
baby.
Cassandra.
There you
Hey
go.
man, we had a ball, man. If you ever in Chicago and you get a chance,
I
go to
love
this
it.
spot called Maples and Ash, and it is incredible.
Maples and Ash.
It's gonna cost you a
what
little
they
grip.
sell? What do they sell? Food?
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
Okay.
It's a restaurant, but be
I thought it was a
prepared.
cigar bar.
No.
That sounds like a cigar bar.
Yeah.
Did you go to any cigar bars though?
We ain't going to any cigar bars, man. Cause it was all about her.
It was about her. It wasn't about him.
Right.
It wasn't about me.
Right.
It wasn't
Dang,
about
that's-
me.
We understand. We understand the assignment.
Yeah.
We know how to follow
Understood the
directions.
assignment.
Exactly. So we had a good time. Went to the taste, checked that out. We had
How
a
was
really
it? I
good time.
haven't been to the taste in a couple of years.
It was good. I mean, the damn line to get in that bitch was hard. But,
Yeah.
other than that, it was real cool atmosphere, and the weather was incredible.
Oh, I bet. What was the temperature?
It was 70.
Oh,
It was 70. We got there. I was like, damn,
You should have brought some of that back with you.
shit, man. I wish
We
I could
need it.
Wish I could have,
need
but
it.
man, it was really nice. Ate some really good food.
So you didn't smoke anything?
wow.
I didn't.
I'm proud
I
of you.
didn't.
I'm proud.
And like
I'm proud
I
of you.
told you, this is one of the few times we don't went on vacation. I didn't pick out I picked out that one restaurant. And I made reservations months ago.
Oh, wow.
So we were going to
Aren't
that
you
shit.
thoughtful? Y'all so kind.
They've been trying to get them cool points.
I know. So he can keep having stuff shipped to the house.
Hey, and I got home and there was a box.
Oh yeah.
And she won't say anything.
She didn't say nothing.
yeah.
She's like, I ain't gonna say nothing, guys. You treated me right this weekend.
Oh,
so.
that's nice. That's super nice.
So a couple of days ago, I went down to Smoker's Abbey, and I had a really good cigar. I got to talk to my friend, what's her name, Pamela Coons or whatever. And when I walked out with my cigar, she says, "Oh, you got good taste." And I had I can't even pronounce it, so it was a good cigar. I'll just say that.
So
Wait a minute.
basically,
Basically.
you can't help nobody out on what you smoke.
Right. Is it
I
the
can send
one
y'all
Keith
a picture.
gave y'all?
I can send you a picture. No, so the one that Keith gave me, I smoked that joint sitting outside by the pool.
Okay.
Sunday. I sat outside.
How
I
was
haven't
it?
smoked
Man, that was
mine
a
yet,
great freaking cigar.
Yeah,
That
he
was
keep
that was a
asking me about it. I haven't smoked it
When I
yet.
saw him, I told him, I said, "Man, that was a great cigar."
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
going to smoke mine then.
Yeah,
This
it
weekend.
was-
We got to get them on the show.
Yeah.
Anybody bring they come just to be a part of the audience. They got to get invited back to. And then he bought a cigar too.
Yes,
I mean,
he did.
Yeah.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
Kimberly probably told him, "Man, you better bring some good cigar. They're gonna talk about you for days."
Lord have mercy.
You know we wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't do that. I wouldn't let you talk about him for days. You might could say one or
Couple
two
of
things.
hours.
Couple of
Couple hours,
30
good.
minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah.
What
get
you
30
been smoking, Kimberly?
What can you not pronounce or remember?
I mean, whatever, man. You know what? I did have something, the Perfect 20. I think it was from, is it the Perfect 20? It's something 20 and it was from Alec Bradley. I smoked that, and I really liked it.
It was good.
It was really good.
You almost cannot go wrong with Alec Bradley stick.
I'm telling you, the Black Market is one of my favorites go-tos, but that one Tanya introduced me to that one on Sunday.
The Tempest is good. Huh? The Tempest is good. Black Magic. Black Magic.
Oh, Alec Bradley.
Alec Bradley.
The Tempest.
You're thinking Black Star Line.
No, I'm looking at the damn camera and it's a Black Magic camera.
You doing the most, man. Yeah, that was really good smoke. I've enjoyed that. I enjoyed that one.
And that's what's good. And I'm loving that blue.
That
blue on the eyes.
What up, y'all?
And Faye, you notice she got the hair color change?
She got the hair color change.
You
know what she said? She came in. She said, "Oh, we in 4K now."
Right.
You already know.
You see how they trying to do me?
If you
see how they trying to do me?
If you don't come in with your stuff together, it's gonna look like it. Hey,
so I'm gonna have to step up my game.
Men lie, women lie. Cameras don't.
The cameras don't lie.
Do not lie.
They do not
ain't about to lie about shit.
I was like, they think they doing something. These cameras around here.
Okay, HB.
But you know what? We got a very special show today. You know, all our shows are always special.
Always.
But you know, this week is different because my guy.
These are always your people. Who your guy?
Williams Brack. He walked in. I got something y'all need to try. I was like, really? What you got, dog? I said, well, I got something you need to try.
Okay, so what were we smoking today?
Oh man,
a good cigar and some drink, and we're drinking some good liquor. Right? That's all we're gonna say.
We're gonna say that, and we're gonna say that for when we come back.
I'm not drinking today.
You're not drinking?
She said,
"What's wrong?"
I thought that was vodka for a second.
That's water.
What happened?
Nothing. I don't know.
It was them drinks last week. Them one hit a quitter.
That she had a people here and everything. Her top
had
flight
cheerleaders. Yeah,
they was.
Yeah, she had her top flight.
Yeah. She had a girl walking around like she owned the place.
I hate it here. So when I come back next week, y'all know why, right? Y'all know why, right?
Your contract is not up yet.
Yeah.
You know what? They living in an alternate universe.
We need you to show up and show out.
Alternate universe.
You know, I gotta say this. So last night, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the family. We just got back from Chicago. I'm gonna take the family out and watch a movie. We went and saw Thor.
Yeah, we saw it.
That was good.
Saturday.
That shit was garbage.
It wasn't good. It was not good.
I thought it was good.
Hated it.
It was not good, Isaac. How you say it was good?
Please tell me why it was good.
So it's turned into a comedy.
Because I'm not into that Marvel universe.
I am.
So I treat each movie as a standalone by itself. So if I didn't know nothing about,
how can you do that though?
Were you high when you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
My bad.
That's why he thought. That's why he thought it was good. But you know, originally it was 4 hours.
Really?
Originally it was 4 hours.
I would have fell asleep in 4 hours.
I mean, that wasn't end game or no shit like that.
We went Friday when it came out, and I you know what?
Where'd y'all go?
I have complained about. We went to those the Cordova Cinema where the seats lay all the way back.
Well, all of them do that now.
All of them do that now.
Well, I didn't lay all the way back because I felt like I would have fell asleep. But I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was good. I'm still waiting to go see Elvis.
We saw that too. Don't do it. Wait on Netflix. Wait till it come on. Nothing against it. I get it. Somebody puts their heart and soul into the art of something, but it dragged. It was like, ugh. Come on.
Have y'all ever seen that the interview with Ray Charles?
Yeah, when they asked him.
He said, well, last time I answered this question, I got in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So take it as that, Smoke.
Right. Yeah. You can wait on it.
You can
wait on Elvis. Y'all hated Thor.
And we went and saw, what was the other thing we went
and saw? The other Marvel too. That was Doctor Strange. That was some garbage too.
Yeah,
it's out on net. On HBO Max or whatever.
Top Gun was good. Top Gun was good.
I want to see that.
That was good.
I want to see that. Angie don't want. She don't want to see that.
I'm waiting for you can go. That's why I'd rather I can smoke a cigar out back.
That's what you should do. Open a theater where people can come smoke cigars.
I tell you what,
would be cool.
I can do it in my backyard.
Why don't you create a day, Isaac? I feel like that should be.
I know the only one thing Kimberly's got to have. She got to have them red smoked sausages.
I'm gonna bring them. I'll bring my own buns. I'm gonna make some coleslaw. Whatever.
Oh, that means you ain't gonna get one.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I bring the string.
Y'all just fancy. Y'all just way fancier than me. Yes, y'all are. I'm simple.
We like what we like.
I'm from the
just
sip.
like you do. You from the sip? All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We come back with our guy Williams Brack.
Not the two last names.
Two last names, but you know what?
Don't do him like that.
Make one good name.
No, make a good dude. That's what's up.
You're a good dude.
All right.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back. We are back to the smoke.
We are. Welcome back to the smoke. Hey, we hope you guys are following us on all the platforms.
All of them.
Instagram,
YouTube,
not
Facebook,
TikTok.
So now you can't look us up on YouTube.
You can't?
You can.
Oh, you can.
Just the Smoke Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about right
with
there.
Isaac,
coming up,
Fabian, and Kimberly.
Yes,
Kimberly.
You gotta check it out.
Make sure you say Kimberly.
So, Fabe, who is our special guest today?
You know what, man? We bring it to the mic.
Not the mic.
Yes, our guy Williams Brack from Regions.
Yeah. Regions.
What's going on,
bro? How you bring some money with him? He bring some money?
But he'll sign you up.
No,
of course, I brought some money with me. I take it with me everywhere I go.
We thought you wanted to be a sponsor of the Smoke Podcast.
If I wanted to personally be a sponsor of the Smoke Podcast, maybe one day we can talk to Regions.
Talk to Regions, man.
Tell them holler at us.
We got a decent little follow.
I'm not responsible for that, and let me say that my thoughts and opinions are my own, and no way reflect Regions Bank.
No. We're gonna clip that out. You said Regions was gonna sponsor the smoke.
And put it together. That's all we heard.
Put out the corporate disclaimers. No way.
There you go. What's going on, man?
Man, look, happy to be on the Smoke Podcast. Like I said, working at Regions Bank and then co-hosting the Grind Set podcast.
Yes, that's right.
We had you on Grind Set to talk about Spotlight and the business.
Yes.
And so I like when we do a podcast for Podcast Exchange.
Exactly, man. And that's what it's about. We help each other move everybody else our own products. It's all about promotions. And if you can't self-promote and help other people and cross-promote, that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. And on your podcast, we're smoking and drinking.
Isn't that the best of both worlds?
Do y'all smoke and drink on y'all podcast? I'm just asking for the people in the back.
I drink on the podcast, but not on camera. It's in between the breaks, what I mean?
Here you go. We can do this. We can toast it up.
Cheers to the weekend, baby. Y'all know I think I can sing, right?
I know. Okay, fake Anita Baker.
Whatever. They are such haters, man. I tell you.
Before we even introduce this tequila that you brought, I'm gonna just say that this is one of the best tequilas I've ever had.
I'm gonna have to agree with him.
This is one of the best that I've had.
Hands down.
Hands down, best.
It's no contest.
What's the name
Tell
of
us
it?
about it.
Tell us about it.
So the name of the tequila is Cava de Oro Extra Anejo.
Oh, it's an anejo.
Extra anejo.
That means they got some real extra anejo.
So they aged
it.
They aged it 13 years in a cherry oak barrel, similar to how they do bourbon or a good Scotch.
Yeah, we've heard of this process before, guys.
So you've heard of the process. They just so happen to do it in tequila.
Oh wow!
I found it when I was down in Tulum and visiting the pyramids of Chichen Itza.
I've been there.
Say that one more time.
I know what you're talking about.
In 5 minutes.
In Chichen Itza. And so at the pyramids in Chichen Itza, they have this kind of Olympic arena. And these guys, they play this one sport with this tiny ball. They got to get through a hoop that's sticking out the side of the wall. And you can use your ankle, your hip, and a knee to get it through. And they play this game for weeks until someone wins. And the drink that they give these guys is this. They drink this stuff called balche. And balche.
You don't know all the history, do you?
And balche, balche makes them hallucinate, and they can continue to play this game longer.
Oh.
And so
they
be doing it in slow motion?
So they're playing it high.
Oh.
On this drink called balche, and this was 100, 200, 300, 400 years ago.
Now, balche, is that the one that the ladies chew in their mouth?
It's a liquor. It's actually an alcohol. It's an alcoholic beverage that they drink. And so when I found out it made the people hallucinate, I was like, let me go on the search for this because I wonder if they sell it in modern times. So I got in the car and I started driving around this Chichen Itza town looking for Balche.
Right.
And so I stopped at 4, 5, 6 different stores. Some people had never heard of it. Some people didn't have it. But this one guy, that's why I always appreciate sales. This one guy was like, we don't have Balche, but let me show you what we do have. I bet you've never had this tequila. So he gave me a sample of this Cava de Oro. I had never heard of it before then. Told me all the history, aged, and I was skeptical. Took a shot instantly. I was like, yeah, this is mine.
Now,
And he also showed me a mezcal. And it had a scorpion and a worm in it. So, and I bought both of those.
So one day, me and my wife, we were watching some television show on, I think it's the History Channel or whatever, and they did the that mezcal. So the next day, I go to Buster's and I buy a bottle of mezcal. That stuff was like drinking straight alcohol.
Well, so the one I got is kind of smoky, and it has a scorpion in there. I guess that is a drown.
Mine
some
had
kind of weird worm.
Yeah,
in
it
there.
had a worm. Mine had the
have
worm.
you got
in
down
it.
to the worm yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for some brave souls to drink it down with me.
Hey,
You should have brought it, man. We would have did
took
that,
it to the
man.
head.
Who?
I would have took it to the head.
I did.
So shots of it is good. You can't mix it with anything though.
You don't have to.
I've tried to mix it.
Even ginger ale go with everything. You can't even.
I've tried that smoky flavor by itself is good. Mixed with anything, that smoky flavor kind of throws it off.
Oh.
So usually I get a stick and I'll smoke my mezcal, and those smoky flavors kind of marry with each other.
Okay.
Well, we are smoking to me, a really good cigar. It's a Gurkha Governor. Mm-hmm. And man, I'm appreciating it. I got these sticks in when we got back from Chicago, and I tried one on Monday night.
They actually go good with this
Does
tequila.
Cassandra know you got those in?
Well,
You snitching, man.
I'm not snitching. I just asked a question. I didn't want my brother to get in trouble.
Snitching.
Well,
Come on,
I
Isaac.
wouldn't have said nothing then. I mean, if that was the case,
I hope she listens to the podcast. If she didn't, she listened to the podcast and she would have found out.
And she listens to the podcast. You talked about me the other day.
On the Smoke podcast.
So, what do you think about the stick?
It's smooth.
Yeah.
So I'm a novice cigar smoker, right? And so cigars to me, I treat it like wine. Most wine drinkers.
Wait, whoa. Like wine?
Sure.
Wine? If you're a wine connoisseur,
He didn't say he was.
He said
didn't
you're a
say
novice.
He's a novice.
Well, let me tell you why
Okay.
it's like wine
All
for
right.
me. Most wine drinkers start at something sweet like a Moscato.
That's true.
Most, a lot.
Yes, yes,
A lot of people's
Fabian.
introductions are in
Fabian.
Moscatos and then sweet reds, and then you meet someone that says, "Hey, why don't
Try
you try?
this."
Why don't you
Right.
try this?
Develop your palate.
Yeah, why don't you try? Sweet is great, and I still do like Moscato and sweet reds
Do
when I
you?
cook.
Bless your
Absolutely.
heart.
When I cook, to cook the food, that's what I'll drink. Once I eat the food, I'll switch to a Pinot Noir or something.
Okay.
Or Malbec.
Okay.
But as I cook, I like sweet wines.
I can see that. I'm not a sweet wine drinker. I really didn't start out as a sweet wine drinker.
What'd you start out with?
I started out with a Merlot.
So
And then
Because he's a foodie.
I'm a foodie, because I like to taste the flavors and all that stuff. And then I graduated to. I never really like white wine unless it's a conundrum or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big white wine fan either.
Yeah, I'm just not. But I love a good cab.
I love a good
I
cab.
love a good cab and a Pinot.
And a Pinot.
Pinot,
You can't go wrong with neither
Pinot
one
and
of
Malbec for me are my go-tos when I'm serious about drinking wine. Right.
Okay.
Most times I'm gonna go with some sweet wine because I'm just chilling, I'm relaxing.
Right.
But if I'm eating my food, is with a series of red wine or something.
That's
So the
what's
reason
up.
cigars are like that because my intro to cigars were with dessert cigars.
Oh.
Tatianas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a way for non-cigar smokers to come in, get a sweet, usual flavor, some cocoa, and like some cocoa flavors, some mints, and
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
To say, hey, maybe cigars aren't that bad. And when you're smoking one of these dessert cigars next to somebody serious at a cigar bar. So I was smoking Hennessy, not Hennessy, but Crown Royal has these. They have some Crown Apple cigars.
Yes.
Yes.
They have a
I've seen
Hennessy
those.
white cigar.
We know about them.
for the record, Crown Royal does not make cigars. This is somebody else that takes Crown Royal and infuses.
They're dipped,
I
right?
know what you're talking about though. Yeah, those. That's different.
And so because I don't really care about perception. I like these cigars. I can say I'm smoking it without getting the full tough cigar flavor. It has to grow on you.
Right.
It does.
And so
your palate changes.
But I talk a lot of business, right? I'm sitting down. I'm a banker. I'm always talking money. I'm talking finance. I'm talking small business. I'm talking Grindset podcast to a lot of people. And I'm smoking. This guy was like, man, this guy is a serious guy. He knows his stuff. He's talking about money. Why the hell is he smoking a
that little big cigar?
A big cigar, a Crown Apple infused. And he was like, Brack, I respect you too much.
That don't go together.
He literally said, look, he said, I respect you too much to allow you to smoke this cigar.
You talking money.
Because what you drink and what you smoke is a representation of you.
There you go.
And so he was like, let me put you on a cigar that I know that I think you'll like, that's also respectable. You know what I mean? For a guy like you.
What did he give you? Do you know what he gave you?
So he gave me a Padron.
Okay. Right. Hey, he took you from
that
one
ain't
level.
light. That ain't no lightweight cigar though.
Yeah, and it's not a lightweight cigar. It's not a cheap cigar.
No.
It's a really good cigar. It really, really is.
And now Padrons are my go-to because I fired it up, I pulled it, and I was like, oh. So with the dipped ones, I got no buzz. It was just like smoking in, smoke out. Smoking candy. It was like a hookah or something. Yeah. But with the Padron, I smoked in, I pulled it, went out, and I felt the cigar buzz. You know what I mean?
You in the cigar world
and
now.
I finally felt like a cigar smoker. I went and bought the lighter with the hole punch, the V cut.
You start getting into the whole aesthetics of it.
I had arrived.
You want to look
at that
official.
point.
You gotta look official. And that's the biggest thing about cigars. But that's what I like about smoking cigars. Just like what I like about drinking wine, is that your palate constantly elevates. It constantly elevates. And if you're not one of those people that's willing to let that happen, you're doing yourself a really bad
disservice. Yeah.
So Brack, here's a tip to how to throw folks off as far as what cigar you smoking.
Just take the label off.
Just take the label off. Just do that right there. As soon as you because some people when they go into a cigar bar, first thing they do,
I take my label
take it off. So that way you can't judge what kind of cigar I'm smoking. You don't even know what I'm smoking. You just think I'm smoking a cigar.
Unless you smell Crown Apple.
Unless you smell what's them
Moody Blue, Groovy Blue.
Unless you smell the incense, but other than that, yeah.
But Isaac, every now and again I go back to the Crown Dip cigars.
Nothing wrong with that.
One, because I like it, but now I know that people will say, look, try this now.
Right.
Or try that. Right. And unfortunately, the cigars you smoke, or fortunately or unfortunately, cigars you smoke, Kimberly, and the liquor you drink, the wine you drink, the wine you know about, it's social.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, I can tell this guy knows money because he knows about this vintage wine. I know this guy. Look who advertises in cigar magazines. Rolex.
Yeah.
It's all luxury items being advertised in cigar magazines.
Because as Fabian said, cigar smoking is not a cheap.
Ain't shit cheap about it. Ain't shit cheap about this.
I mean, you got international conventions and all these different things. I mean, cigar smoking is serious. And it's serious. It's kind of like in the business world.
Weekend in Vegas.
A whole weekend in Vegas. It's kind of like golf in business. If you smoke cigars, if you like a good scotch or bourbon, if you play golf, those three things kind of elevate your social status.
They definitely elevate your social status. I love it. Now, tell us about Grindset.
So Grindset is a podcast on the Kazukian Network, and we highlight women entrepreneurs here in the city.
Not just women.
Mostly women entrepreneurs in Memphis. We also had you on here, minority. So it's women first, then black people and minorities, and then everybody. So we've had every race on there talking really good business, but we lead with women. And we were able to start it because Memphis was voted or ranked one of the top 5 cities, I think #1 for black female entrepreneurship startups.
Believe it.
So I want to go ahead and put a suggestion that you guys bring my friend Kimberly on the show. She's an entrepreneur.
Oh my God!
Has Kimberly? She does makeup and she's a makeup artist and
moi. That's what they call them.
Movies.
Moi. Yeah.
I know. I appreciate it. You guys had me on during the pandemic, and we did ours via Skype.
Oh, did you?
Or Zoom or whatever.
It was definitely a video during the pandemic. We never stopped.
During the pandemic. It was funny, man, because, I'm a production company, and I had my lighting all good, my sound good, man. They were like, "Hey, man,
You look better than us."
I was like, "Well, I should."
Right, I do this. I do this.
Well, you use one of your video production cameras
and my lighting,
and I'm using my laptop screen.
Oh, Fabian, see, that's how Fabian do you.
Camera, yeah.
That's not how I do it.
He tried to embarrass us. He knew what we was doing. It's all good though.
Listen, it takes just as much effort to half-ass do it as it does to do it right. So Fabian
So
is
let me ask you
always
this:
gonna be caught
so
doing
if
it
I would
right.
have showed up and I was looking just like y'all, I was like, "Hey, I thought he had a production company."
So they would have said something
good point,
either
good
way.
point.
They would have said something either way. Is your point?
And so let
Damn
me
if
make
you do,
sure.
damn if you
Hold
don't.
on, let me make sure I kind shout out my co-host Cynthia Daniels.
Oh yeah, we had Cynthia on the show.
Yeah. So she's dope. It's really Grind Set with Cynthia Daniels, and then I'm kind of like a footnote in the show.
Not the footnote.
Well, I'm the financial voice,
But
right?
but you gave me some really good financial advice on the show. Actually, it's not that you gave me some good financial advice. You told me what I did was stupid.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
But
That's what's up.
but
Direct.
I agree with
But
him.
Fabian, that's the
agree
way I
with
like to communicate.
That's
Straight and direct.
I agreed with him, and I told him that wasn't a smart businessman business move. But the whole purpose of me saying that and him saying that to me is so that other people don't do the same damn thing.
Right. You don't want
You
if
know,
you can
you
help
got
somebody.
a loan. You're in business. You have a loan. Unless you're just making gobs of money, you pay that payment. You make that payment. You don't double up. You don't do this. You don't triple up. You just, because there's gonna be some slow months, and and he let me know what I already knew. But I'm glad he said it, cause it's gonna help the next person out there know
How?
not to do that. When you are a startup business, just pay your bill.
Right.
Don't try to I'm gonna double up this.
Try to
man,
do
boy.
too
I'll
much.
this.
So what were you doing? So let's talk about it now. We educating people on sticks.
Yes.
Let's take a moment to educate them on
we
business
love
finance.
a good
Kimberly,
educational
Right.
moment.
Since we're here.
This is what I did. We got a loan for $100,000.
Give me $2.
I don't have it. And
See how you do me?
and we had started making some decent money. So instead of me just making the payment, I was doubling up, tripling up the payments to hurry up and get it paid off. Well, that's not the smartest thing to do when you're a small business owner.
Because you don't know where your money needs some cash.
I mean, all business once they
Bingo,
start,
Kimberly.
once you start making money, you think that shit gonna keep rolling,
and it doesn't. Right.
It doesn't, and in our case, it didn't.
Right.
And Fabian, you don't get any extra credit for paying your loan off faster.
You don't.
Right.
The credit you get is paying when your payments are due.
Right.
So most people kind of conflate.
So that just shows a strong history, a good paying history.
It does, and most people conflate their personal finances and debt with their business debt.
Oh.
So people use personal credit and personal debt to buy things that does not bring in revenue.
Right.
That $100,000 that Fabian borrowed created additional revenue for him.
Right.
And the interest that he's paying, he can write off as a business expense on his taxes.
Okay.
So there's no need to pay your loan off faster because in business, the name of the game is cash flow.
Cash
like,
flow.
Okay.
like you said earlier.
Okay.
And so I just finished a book called The Small Business Guide to Capital, to Access Capital. And it's things like small tips like that, because on the Grind Set show, interviewing all these small business owners and entrepreneurs, I've taken some things for granted as a banker.
Okay.
Right. I just had a host a few weeks ago, and she was like, yeah, I have been in business for 2 years, and I hired this business coach, this business consultant, and she helped me understand things like I needed to incorporate my business.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Is that not business 101?
Should be.
She told me things like I needed to set up a business account, and I'm sitting here flabbergasted at
Right.
as a banker that you had to pay somebody $500 or $1,000 just to tell you
for
to
common sense shit.
to incorporate your
Well,
business.
not so
to
common
incorporate your
sense.
business, which is you can get an EIN for free, but there's people on social media who will charge you $1,000 for that.
Yeah.
You can give it to the Secretary of your state and set up your business in 5 minutes,
That's
and there are
true.
people that will charge you $5,000
And it
for
only
that.
costs you $300 to do.
Yep.
Dang.
So I mean, and that's one of the reasons. That's
That's
why
terrible.
I appreciated what he said. It's not because I later on
No, I
found
mean
out
that's
that
terrible
wasn't
that people don't know those little small steps.
Well, so that's
and
why
it
I wrote.
costs.
So that's why I wrote the book, Small Business Guide to Capital Readiness.
My dad used to say all the time, "You're paying for what you don't know."
Well, I mean, and that's the purpose of shows like Grind Set and other shows that's out there that's teaching young black entrepreneurs about business, because this is stuff we learning on the fly.
Right.
You know, when me and Isaac started Spotlight, and me, Isaac, and Creighton started Spotlight, we didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We didn't. So me paying these bills, I was like, oh yeah, we paying this off early, paying this off early. Well, what about the lean months?
Well, but the difference in us paying off the person that loaned us the initial money was that it was I mean, we weren't getting reported to a credit agency, any of that stuff, and it was a friend.
It was a friend of Isaac's.
She extended us. She went to the bank. She was a vice president of the bank, and we followed the whole procedures.
Sure,
did like we were supposed to do, and we got rejected. We got turned down, and she was pissed off. She was like, "Wait a minute, I can't believe," because she knew that they had made loans to people that they knew when they gave them money, they weren't gonna get none of their money back. And then she brought it to the president of the bank and said we should fund these guys, and they turned us down. So she wanted to do something, so she wrote a check for $100,000.
Well, one, cut that out. Because that's not legal. So we're going to cut that story out. But, well, let me tell you, I think this is a point of education, right? Not all banks are created equally.
Of course not.
Again, it's not like personal credit. If you apply for a bunch of credit cards, that's a ding against your record. But if you apply for a bunch of bank loans, that does not affect your business at all.
Trust me, I know that.
And every bank has different underwriting criteria. And so smaller banks, credit unions, you got non-banks, you got big banks and regional banks, they're all looking for different things. And so you can all go to different types of bank and say, hey, this is my business, this is what I'm trying to do. And just because you can go to 100 different banks until you get your loan approved, because we're all looking for different things, and we all have different standards.
But I know you say that it don't ding your credit, but it dings your personal credit inquiries.
It does not, because we're looking at your business financials, and we don't have to run credit as long as you have a balance sheet and an income statement.
But starting out, you running people's credit.
Yeah, starting
personal
out,
credit. You running people's personal credit.
We were starting out. We was desperate.
So I don't speak a lot.
We're desperate.
I don't speak a lot to business startup. The only thing I'll say in that is, I hate to give this advice, but don't start business until you have the money to do so. Like the reason black businesses are failing at a 90% startup rate in 5 years, and the reason is we're starting undercapitalized.
Yeah,
that's
right?
true.
So,
I can see that.
So I figured what I realized when I wrote this small business guide to capital readiness is I was being selfish with the information I had. Right? I grew up in
That's a problem.
I grew up in deep poverty in Mississippi, and so I wanted to understand money. So I went and got a finance degree from Morehouse. My first career was in financial planning and wealth management. And so I got a view of how wealthy people manage their money. Then I transitioned into the business side doing commercial lending. So we had a minimum, I was loaning money to companies, minimum 25 million in revenue up to $500 million. So I'm seeing how these medium-sized, these aren't even big businesses, these are medium-sized companies. I'm seeing the things that they put in place and the systems and the operations and how they approach capital.
Right.
And I'm sitting on this information, and then I'm on grind saying, I'm like, man, you should know this, you should know that. So I wrote the book. It was like, look, this is what you do if you want to grow from a small business to a medium-sized company and eventually a large company.
Right, okay.
And so I felt like I was being selfish with this information. And then listening to social media, a lot of it is trash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For instance, they'll tell you to start an LLC, and people go start an LLC with no business.
I get that. Hey man, I'm thinking about starting this LLC. I done already got my business license. I said, have you got any business yet? No. I said, you can start getting taxed, right?
Yep.
Well, I don't have nothing to tax on. I said, yeah, if you got a computer at home, they're going to tax you for something.
Well, no. You only get taxed on revenue that you create. You don't get taxed on revenue?
No, he's talking about with the
city and the county.
Oh, you don't, these fees.
As soon as you open up a business license and I can only speak of Memphis. As soon as you open up a business license in Memphis, you start getting taxed for Shelby County.
And they will tell you, do you have a desk? Because they're going to tax you on the desk.
They're going to tax you on the desk. They're going to tax you on the
computers, the
your
cameras,
cell phone, any of that.
All kind of stuff.
So that's why I say, if you don't have any business, don't get a business license.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but to the point, man, a lot of businesses, about 95% of black businesses fail, and we start undercapitalized.
Yeah.
And the reason we start undercapitalized in business is because
no information.
No, it's not that. It's because you have to practice good financial discipline early. When you're young, you have to save money, invest in your 401k, invest in stock bonds and mutual funds, even in whole life insurance. These things later on in life, if you do that in your 20s, later on in life, now you have a pool of capital on your own. Because, I meet a lot of business. When I was a banker, I met a lot of business owners who wanted to start businesses using somebody else's capital. I was almost certain they was going to fail. But I also meet other people who'd use the equity on their home, so buy a home early. They'd use whole life insurance. They'd empty their 401k. They'd borrow money from friends, family, and in-laws.
Right.
And they're all into their business. The person who's all in with everything that they have is more likely to be successful than someone who's trying to use somebody else's money.
Because they don't have any skin in the game.
So
Other than their idea.
other than their idea. So skin in the game is one of the 5 C's of credit. You have to be invested. And I'll tell you, I had I'm doing community development now, but I was a lender. And my last customer before I transitioned from a lender to the community development side, he did that. He liquidated his 401k. He took out all the equity on his house. He used his wife's money. He used life insurance. He cleared out all his investment. And he borrowed money from friends, family, everybody. COVID hit. He was on complete life support, calling everybody he could for money.
Because them folks when we gonna get our money back?
But check this out. He ended up being connected to some venture capital guys who had some money. And one of their questions was, what did you have in the game? He had switched to COVID testing and he needed capital. So they invested $250,000 of cash into his business for 20%. Then they loaned him for money. So he went from his business on life support to almost failing to $8 million in revenue and sitting pretty.
Dang, I'm in the wrong line.
No,
It's not that. He had an idea. He changed his focus.
He changed it. He
pivoted.
He pivoted in the model.
Yeah, you gotta
he
be ready to do
pivoted,
that.
but more importantly, he was invested because he had everything in this. When you're all in, you got no choice but to succeed. And a lot of people are looking to use other people's money at the beginning, and that's not how business works. Business is not charity.
No, it's not.
It is not. If you want to succeed in business, in private business, you got to use private money, either yours, friends, families, etc.
Right.
Like there are some exceptions, right? You have crowdfunding and things of that nature.
There's things out now that didn't exist 20 years ago.
Sure, but a lot of these crowdfunding platforms, you're using that money to produce a product that people can get early access to.
Right.
People are crowdfunding for dreams. Like they don't even have products that they're going to
All
deliver.
a dream.
And so I think some good financial discipline early, like waiting, like great idea. Just wait until you're at minimum able to fund a year of it at minimum.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Because
No, it's great advice. It's not good advice. It's
I'm
great
sorry.
advice.
It's good advice.
Because if
That's
you
true.
start on the struggle, sure, it may create a desperation you need to be able to be successful, but more than likely you're gonna fail. And I just want people to start better so that they can finish better and then grow businesses. And focus on growing a business instead of having that financial stress as well.
Right.
Because then you start eating poorly. It affects your mood.
start drinking.
It affects your motivation.
You start drinking. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, come back and talk more about this and talk about this cigar.
Yes.
Hey, we got to get somebody to smoke.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. We'll be back, y'all.
Right back.
Man, this cigar is freaking great.
It is.
Freaking great.
That's the word.
Gurkha, Governor's Private
Blend.
Toro.
I'm gonna add it to the Patron that I smoke too. I'm gonna add it to my
Gonna add it to
collection.
that?
Oh,
Hey,
for
that's
sure.
what
The
we
worker,
like.
The worker is cool. I like this.
We like
So
when people
our research
come in.
assistant Google,
Not the research assistant. Hey, Google.
it says that the Gurkha legend comes from when colonial soldiers at the height of the British rule in India started making their own cigars from local tobacco. So as a banker, I'm sure you can appreciate they's like, we ain't buying no cigars from nobody else. We're going to make our own and sell them.
Ownership, baby. That's the name of the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and more or less, it's, and which I already agree, it says throughout the cigar industry, the Gurkha brand has remained a favorite with novices and aficionados alike. With the exquisite packaging and countless high ratings, the Gurkha Governor's Private Blend today is handmade from the Dominican Republic and starts with distinctive bouquet of Colombian Conjo, I guess that's what KOROJO long filters that is hugged by a Dominican binder and finished with a oily toothy Ecuadorian Habano wrapper.
You is really tongue tied over there.
I think he drank too much of that.
Now, Isaac, I recently heard though that the Dominican Republic is becoming a serious player in the cigar business.
They ain't becoming. They are.
So all the Cubans moved to the Dominican.
Yep.
And now they're making Dominican
because it's still so hard to get Cuban cigars out of there. So
and you know what? Cohiba just announced their new their anniversary cigar, whatever, and they didn't jack the prices up. So listen, you better save your coins if you're gonna try one of those. And then I clicked on another link and I found out that the Biden administration, who I've been giving the smoke to, is finally lifting the regulations to travel to Cuba. So y'all
I know where I'm going this winter.
Know Cuba was on my list. And but they're still not opening it back up for individuals just to travel, just to go. But it's fairly easy to.
So if we're part of an expedition,
you can go over there and take. You can go over there and take pictures.
You can go over there and take pictures if you're going over there with some kind of artistic whatever. They'll let you.
Yeah, Arnold Thompson. Shout out to Arnold.
I'm announcing
Thompson.
today that I'm officially an artist.
right?
I'm an artist. Me, Fabian,
and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Kimberly's an artist.
You sensitive about your shit?
I'm sensitive about my shit. I just want to go take some pictures.
Yeah, I just want to go over there and smoke some cigars.
So what do you think of the cigar? Because I know you're a Padron and you're a flavored cigar. What do you think of this smoke?
I like it. As a novice, you guys smoke 3, 4, 5 a week. And for somebody like I may smoke 1-2 cigars a month,
right?
Maybe, right? But this is a go-to. It's smooth when I smoke it. It's not a real heavy smoke for me when I put it out.
Right.
I'm getting a light buzz, but not too much.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it goes great with my favorite tequila.
It actually does.
And that's what I'm talking about, because to me, a cigar has to match what you're drinking. It's like it matches your attitude and what you're drinking. So if you're smoking a sweet cigar, well.
No, it's well made. The packaging is beautiful.
It's a nice stick.
And for someone like me, I don't like the heavy smoke. I don't.
Yeah,
but
and
this,
it's okay.
This is.
So can we?
Can
we tell you what what Google says about this tequila? Because it's the bomb.
Tell us what Google says.
What Google
says this tequila is from the heavens.
Not the heavens.
The heavens.
That makes me an angel since I brought it. Huh?
It says it is simply the best and definitely worth the cost. This guy says I tasted many high end tequilas and this put all of them to shame. Period.
Dang.
Now this is what I like to drink. It's $100 a bottle. I have expensive taste, so I got to work hard to be able to afford this.
Hey, you know what? I don't see no problem with that at all.
Yeah, $100.
And I brought a bottle for you guys to share. Y'all can keep this when I leave.
Let me pull it over here by me.
That's so selfish. I knew that was finna go down.
Let me pull it over here by me.
I knew that was going down.
This is actually good.
It's actually a good tequila.
You guys make sure you check out our Instagram page because I'm gonna post a picture.
I think I posted it in the stories.
In the top
shot.
of the tequila, it's not just a regular top. It's got a little shot of tequila in it. So
that's cute.
So a little extra shot. Now I don't recommend shooting it. Right? It's smooth. It's something for you to say.
It's a sip.
It's like sipping.
When I started drinking, I took a lot of shots.
That's what we all did.
A lot of mixed drinks. But the older I've gotten, I've discovered things like scotch, cognac, expensive liquors that you can they have flavor to them, and you can
you just got to give them a chance.
You got to give them a chance. You can actually enjoy them, and so you tell me spend $100 on a bottle of liquor, I would have looked at you insane. But now that I can understand and taste the cherry notes, some of the caramel in that. Same thing with cigars. You can taste the flavors, and when you get your favorite liquor, be it this Cavadora tequila or a good cognac, and marry those flavors, man.
And I'm gonna tell you what you can do. I know your cigar is almost down, but if you dip the tip of your cigar into your drink, it changes the flavor of the cigar.
Well, I don't mind firing up another cigar. So.
I got you one. You know the good old humidor got you right here. We can always pull you another stick out of that anyway. So
pull another stick out for you.
Yes, we can.
They
always
got
do that.
you.
All right.
So this was a great freaking pairing.
It really was.
You guys
ended up being a great pairing.
Go get you some Gurkha cigars and get you some of this tequila, and I guarantee you, sit on your porch or wherever you smoke at, and I guarantee you will enjoy it.
And don't invite a lot of people over.
Yeah,
because your shit gonna go quick.
Cause Pookie and them, they gonna be drinking it like water. Cause this is good.
I had this at my birthday, right? It wasn't meant to be out, right? It was just on the bar, and somebody cracked the bottle open, and when I left, it was like a corner left. A swallow.
That's funny. One time I was at Fabian's house, and his cousin was there, and I like Daryl Hollywood, and Fabian had some of this Johnny Walker green label.
No, it was blue.
Oh, it was the blue label. Blue. Yeah, he had it sitting kind of.
No. You're right, but you're right about the story, but the liquor you're wrong about. The liquor was, I bought a $300 bottle of Pierre Ferrand.
Woo!
And I had the regular Pierre Ferrand. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can taste the difference. And I had a couple other people see if I gave everybody a little cap full, see if they could taste the difference. Oh, yeah, man, this tastes much better. So I look up to Ike's point. My cousin was weighing it out.
Yeah.
The wrong one.
Talking about something that'll piss you off. So look, let me take a moment to shout out my favorite bar then, since you mentioned that. So I traveled to Little Rock for work a bit.
I just went over there.
And so there's a bar in downtown Little Rock called 109 and Company. And whenever I go to Little Rock, that is my primary stop because they let you flight any liquor.
Oh, wow.
At a third of the price.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't know about that before I went over there.
And so the last time I was there, 25% of the price is what I found out because I just did a Johnny Walker flight.
Right.
And I wanted to see if there was a real difference. I tasted the black. It was a little harsh for me.
Yeah, black is harsh.
It was harsh. I tasted the red.
I like the black.
Well, you're a harsh guy. Isaac. That's all I'm saying.
I bought a bottle and it was the Johnny Walker Black, and I thought it was great.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like being a vegan, right? So if you've eaten vegan mac and cheese your whole life, it's good. But if you've had real mac and cheese before and then you try it, it's not that good. And so what I did, so why I like to go there is I can flight anything and I can find out the differences quick. Black was a little harsh for my taste.
Right.
Red was a little better. And I'm like, But for me, the green, it had this sweet hit initially. Right. I really liked it. The blue was good, right? There's no doubt that the Johnny Walker blue was good.
I mean, it's
but
supposed to be, though.
But the green, to me, was my go-to.
Okay.
Right.
It was my. So,
I haven't tried the green. I've tried the red.
I've had the blue at Fabian's place.
But you can really taste the difference when you try them all back to back to back.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been in 109 and Company. I've flighted the Johnny Walkers. I've flighted Japanese whiskey.
I'm a big fan of Japanese whiskey.
The Angel, like I've tried all the cognacs, the whiskeys, and you can try anything: whiskeys, tequilas, bourbons, cognac. And every time I go there just to flight just to try liquors.
Have you ever had the Pappy's, Pappy Van Winkle?
Not yet. And I heard about this $10,000 bottle of Pappy's, and I know a guy who's real big into the Pappy's and cigars. This attorney here in town, and I'm trying to find a way to his house so I can drink his liquor.
Not his house. Terrible.
That's what I'm talking about. Ike, we gotta get somebody to smoke.
Man, I'm gonna let you and Kimberly get a smoke because the last few times I've given them a smoke and I got backlash.
You gave the smoke to Mother Nature one time.
Right. I'm dying.
It was hot.
You tried to.
I'm sorry. It was hot.
Yeah.
We get it.
Was hot as all
but
get
you know,
out.
I'm conflicted about the Brittany Griner thing. I really am because. Yeah, I think her wife said if it was LeBron. No, it was her coach said if it was LeBron, she would have been out. Well, that's true, but you're not LeBron. It's just like you're not Jordan.
So you think that this is a part of your character is why she's not.
Well, even hold on. Let me just say this. Even in basketball, some of these guys are not going to get the same calls that LeBron gets.
Okay.
LeBron's going to get he'll maybe able to.
He's going to get the foul
of the year. Flop calls.
They're going to let it because he's LeBron.
Okay.
So but you have to gravitate to that level. You don't just walk out on the basketball court.
So you saying Brittany, because she's not at LeBron's level, but is she at the WNBA level?
What I'm saying is equality is a farce, right?
Yes.
Right.
Brittany
Okay.
Griner and LeBron are not equal. She's a basketball star. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, is she? Okay.
There's no doubt that she's a star. But LeBron has never been in trouble for weed. He's never been in trouble for drunk driving. We're saving Brittany Griner from her bad decision of carrying hashish in Russia in her bag.
No. Yeah, hashish. You're right.
We're saving her from her bad decisions.
Okay.
And she was locked up for something that was outside of her control that she didn't do.
Right.
And now the conversations are trading Brittany Griner from a spy. or weapons dealer.
Weapons dealer.
So a hashish carrier for a weapons dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two don't really mix. So I really don't know who we giving a smoke to. Maybe it's just the situation.
The situation.
Let's get a smoke to Russia. It's just a little hashish.
Yeah, it's just
Well, it was a lot, like 60 hits or something.
Yeah, I mean, when in Rome, do as a Roman. So if it's illegal,
if it's illegal,
you know what?
You can't do what you want to do in someone else's country.
And then you did it during the wartime.
When she was trying to get out before everything went down.
Let's get a smoke to Russia because I don't like what they're doing anyway.
Well, I mean, you want to sympathize with somebody that
she
broke the law.
She did.
You broke the law and you paying for it. Now, are you paying more? Yes, you are, because you're an American citizen and they don't give a fuck about us right now.
Right. Well, I mean, this is my question.
A 7 foot, black woman.
Right. So if the situation were reversed and if we were prosecuting somebody from Russia, we wouldn't be letting anybody go, would we? We would just be prosecuting them.
So I talked to
take
a
the
good
fame
friend
part
of
out.
mine who works for what's the agency that manages the people coming through the airports?
You talking about customs?
No, what's TSA?
Oh, TSA.
TSA. And he told me, he said we're not per se looking for weed and that kind of stuff. We're looking for bombs and guns.
Okay, but we talking about Russia though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So Russia, this again, you have to kind of, if you Google it and you find out whether it's illegal or not illegal, if you know that they don't play that, then don't do it.
Right.
And you don't give a fuck about America anyway.
Well.
And that's the other part.
At the end of the day, free Brittany Griner.
Free Brittany. I mean, Brittany, we do want you out.
We do. We wish you could come home.
We wish you. I mean, cause boy,
we wish you well.
You know what? I know if I was her, I got out, I wouldn't smoke another thing in my life.
Right. I don't know. You get out.
And the first
thing,
you know what, Fabian? And the first thing I thought about, I said, man, when she get out, she gonna have a blaze party.
Right. Yeah, I feel sorry for the situation
because she wasn't caught with just like one joint or one like vial or whatever. She had
hits.
She was the distributor for the team.
Not the distributor, dang.
They came to her, Britt. You got something?
Yeah, I got this hashish. I got from McCole.
Exactly. So hey,
so we can wish you well. That's what we can do.
But get a smoke to Russia, man. This is they being unfair right now. Free Brittany.
Oh yeah, they definitely. I mean,
unfair, and then they bringing attention to the country, which is what he wants.
And here's the thing: they want a whole weapons dealer for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at this point, let's just trade it off. Let them have their little cat raggedy spy back, and we get Brittany. Come on,
go ahead and plant.
Come on, back.
Plant a microchip in him before he leaves.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, it's not like he can't get caught again, because I'm pretty sure.
We caught him once, we're gonna catch him again.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it.
If I'm that guy, when I get back to Russia, I ain't never leave.
Wait. I want to give a quick shout out to my hairstylist, Weeda Rand. She
got you hooked up.
Not because of that, but thank you, boo.
Y'all make sure y'all look at this picture. I'm gonna take you right quick.
She is doing curls for girls in a couple weeks. I'm gonna get you guys the exact date on our Instagram and Facebook. It's basically a free event where she tries to pamper young ladies. I think the age is 8 to whatever, high school or whatever. So if you want your daughter's hair done, for school, or she needs a great cut or something like that, then check out her. It's a free event. If you want to make donations, of course you can do that, but the event is free.
And shout out to the makeup artists in Memphis.
Hey.
Especially Kimberly.
Thank you.
Kimberly Link.
Man, Brack, how can they get in touch with you on social media, man?
Sure. My I wrote the book Small Business Guide to Capital Readiness, and
where is it? Where can you buy it at?
You can buy it at wdbrack.com. And I just started a social media page, wd.brack on social media, and I'm showing little tips for small business owners to kind of get ready if you want to grow from a small business to a medium-sized business to a large business. Because I'm done being selfish with the information that I've accumulated over the past 10, 15 years.
Got to reach down and pull them other ones up.
You got to pull us up. You got to pull us up, man. Even seasoned business owners need that help.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
We do some dumb shit with our money.
Yeah, we do.
Brack, man, thank you for this.
This was a great episode.
It's mine. Don't y'all come for me.
Come on, Isaac. Sharon's Karen,
He
baby.
can't do it. That's what he do all the time.
We putting the tequila over by the bulldog. So don't
Can't
even
do
try.
it. He can't
They
do
might
it.
not make it over there with Isaac. He about to pour up
He
again.
about to pour it up. Pour it up.
It is good, though. Huh?
It is good.
It is good.
Thank you for the
All right, y'all.
introduction and the information.
Make sure you follow Brack, and make sure you definitely follow the Smoke Podcast, and check us out on YouTube and everything.
YouTube.
And follow the Grind Set Podcast page.
And
as well.
follow the Grind Set.
Set
But I mean, you know
Podcast.
what? You can learn, especially you new business owners, and some, like I say, seasoned business owners, you can learn a lot of things from the Grind Set.
Yeah.
I've been in business for 20 years, and they taught me a lot when I was on the show. So
That's what's up.
shout out to the Grind Set. Shout out to Kazuki, and shout out to Cynthia and
Hey,
Brack.
Brack, when you see Cynthia, tell her that we know that the Beale Street Cigar Festival is coming up, so we're going to need her on the show again.
Hey.
Yeah, we're going to need Rob on the show again.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes, to talk
What a
about
great
it.
event.
Hopefully they'll put us on the, we'll be the podcast sponsor, and we won't be sitting in front of the damn speakers.
Hey.
Hey,
We couldn't hear a dang old thing.
we at a point we can tell them what we need to be.
Right, because we couldn't hear a dang old thing.
All right, y'all. Until we smoke again, we will holler.
Holla.
This is the Spotlight Podcast Network.